Alrighty, folks, we're here at Comic-Con Africa 2022, and we're here with the extremely talented Jason Masters. I'm a little bit of a private fan. I have a few comics signed by Jason himself. He's done some awesome work on some of the James Bond comics, and it's really my all-time favorite little story that got converted into a movie, Red. And I see now you've even got the prequel book here that I'm probably going to have to find and take off your hands.
No problem. So yeah, local artist from Johannesburg, draw for Marvel and DC. I did James Bond for a little bit, and I worked on a lot of the Bat books on DC. I did Batwoman, Nightwing, Batwing, and Legends of the Dark Knight. And yeah, the last thing I did for Marvel was Captain America, and yeah, just enjoying having conventions back.
I just wanted to pick your brain on, I think everybody is dying to know, especially from a South African point of view, how. Because I think growing up as a kid, I would sketch and draw, just trace over comics and go, oh, one day, one of the big two, I want to be there. How? How did you manage to do that?
Well, I think it's easier now, but when I did it, my local comic shop, Cosmic Comics, brought out an American artist. And then being the needy artist that I am, I took my portfolio with. And so I showed him my stuff, and he was like, oh, it's pretty good. Mail me some things and I'll show my editor. Now, he was working at Wildstorm at that time, and his editor's Ben Abernathy. So I get an email. I don't think anything was going to happen. 6 months later, I get an email from them going, hey, do you want to draw a comic called Red Faction? Based on the computer game. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, hell yes, please, I'd love to. And from there it went into the Red prequel, and then Wildstorm folded into DC, and Ben went there, and he's still one of my favorite editors ever to work with, yeah. I think, and he's still there.
Wow.
But I think if you want to, as a local, get into it now, it's just about promoting yourself, being online. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Right.
I've heard about this TikTok thing from my daughter. I don't know.
You're like me. We're in that generation.
It's like I want less social media apps on my phone, please.
Well, I love that whole thing of just have the courage, take the shot when an opportunity's there. I know for a fact, like, we're connected on Facebook, I'm connected to some other artists, and every now and again you comment on something they're putting up, and these guys are open enough to comment back, so I love that story. Just go for it.
Yeah, I literally got my James Bond work by tweeting Warren Ellis, when he was still, but I think if anybody can make their way back, it's that man. But anyway, I sent him a picture of a commission I did of Spy to Jerusalem, and he's like, oh, that's great, what are you working on? I was like, oh, well, I was actually tweeting to hopefully work with you, and he said, mail me. Yeah, just like that. And so we chatted a bit, and then I got a mail from him going, what do you think of James Bond? And I'm like, oh, I like James Bond. But I contacted him because I just wanted to do like an independent something. So I thought maybe he wanted to do like some sort of a book in the vein of a spy book like James Bond. Not actually do James Bond. And then I found out it was James Bond. I was like, what the heck?
The big name.
Yeah. And they relaunched the comic 20 years after at first the last one that they did. And yeah, it was pretty cool. And I got to draw them.
That is just such an amazing story. I have them in my collection. I must say, kudos to you. It's a great representation of him, and it's a very nice, gritty, edgy comic as well. So there we go for showing off some of it.
So I did about 27 different sketches of him. And when I got to about here, they said, stop drawing Timothy Dalton. And I got a little annoyed, so I sent him back this one with the tattoo and a beard, which they knew was a joke, but that would have been cool.
Yeah, totally.
So
that is awesome, just to see the evolution of how you got to that final piece.
It was pretty rad. Like, they do all the designs for M and Miss Moneypenny. And
very, very cool, man.
Sorry, man, but
And I think for some of our local fans, and probably even the international ones, I don't know if you can say too much, but what is in the pipeline for you now? What are you currently working on?
I am working on a book with Ron Mars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't talk about it. So all I have on the table is old stuff, and we're trying to get a few issues done before we start publishing. But it's more of an independent thing, and Yeah, a little bit more realistic and gritty. And yeah, Ron's a great rider to work with as well. Yeah.
I met him when he was here, I think a couple years back. He was at one of the cons. Such a nice guy. I mean, industry legend in a way.
Absolutely, such a fun guy to hang out with as well. Like he really is. Like we often Skype and. I can't stop asking him questions. I think he just gets bored of it. Because I keep like, so what's this? And remember Silver Surfer? And then Green Lantern?
And what were you thinking then? And how did it get to there?
Okay, I'm a little calmer now. Now I was like, now I just pretend he's like an old friend.
But it's just that, access to someone like that, just to give you the peek behind the curtain, what happened in the industry, DC-wise, image-wise. I mean, he's even in Marvel as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, I did some Marvel.
Yeah, he did Silver Surfer or something?
Oh, yes. Yeah, he did Silver Surfer.
Right,
yeah.
right. So that is just so cool.
Come and powder me, sorry, man.
No, please. I get you. I'm not lifting my arms on purpose here. Blue shirt, stains.
I think no one would notice. Black shirt.
Well, so for us, maybe I think just tell us, where can people find you? Where can they follow you? Where can they keep track? Give us all your social medias, etc.
Well, I'm only on 2 at the moment. Twitter, and I'm at the Jason Masters, and that's my handle on Instagram as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the 2 big ones.
Barring Twitter. I mean, the what's the other one? The TikTok, until we can figure that out.
Yeah. I'm too old to learn.
Seriously, Jason, it's been an honor to chat to you, and I think all the local and international guys are going to love this video. We'll pop your tag as soon as it's up, and hopefully you enjoy it.
I'm not going to look at myself. I don't want to see my sweaty face. but I will share it.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the con.
Cool, thank you. Now you get a sweaty handshake.
No.